Good morning. My abstract for the discourse mapping canoeing of the boundary waters is planning and preparation are necessary for a canoeing trip. And now my retelling of the story. All right. Canoeing the boundary waters. First of all, there are many things as a guide that you need to keep in mind. You need to begin with learning the abilities of your people. What are their abilities? Do they have outdoor living skills? Do they have rowing abilities? If not, you may need to spend some time ahead of time giving them procedural lessons. After you doing that, then you need to think about planning, and you plan early and you plan often. First of all, meet with the park rangers that you want to talk with and read up on the guidebooks. The park rangers can provide you with guidebooks and they can also assist you in this process. You need to check where you're going to meet at certain locations, decide on where your checkpoints are going to be. You next need to get all of the permits that are necessary. You also need to discover where your entry points are going to be. Where are you going to come in and where are you going to exit? You also need to important think about where you're going to portage the canoe. That means take it out of the water because the waters are too rough or too rapid, and transport the boats to another section where you can go back into the water. You don't want to make these portage spots too difficult if you have a beginner group. You need to keep all of that in mind. Then along with the planning, you need to think about the food planning. Number one, first of all, plan your meals. And then decide who is going to bring what. Then you need to think about how you're going to pack your food. And when you're packing your food, you need to think about bears. Black bears love food. When you're in the wild, they want food. They want as much food as they can get. You might want to think about hooking up a pulley system so you can pull your food when you're not in camp up over in a tree. Pull it up a little bit. Along with food, you need to think about your equipment. What equipment do you need to bring? What camping stove? What pots and pans, utensils, dishes, all of those things. And finally, think about how you're going to clean them. Cleaning those utensils is just as important because you don't want anyone getting sick. And then always think about safety. Safety first. Where can you get in contact if you have a medical emergency? How can you keep your people safe? But remember, with all of this pre-planning and all of this planning that you're doing, remember to have fun. Having fun is the purpose for doing this, and you really would like everyone to have fun.